You couldn't get a more diverse philosophy and approach whatever between the two companies. And the winner is, I said at the top of the show that AEW is forgetting to bring the army. Actually, they are bringing an army, and the WWE's bringing like, well, here, get a good basketball team together, and that'll do. That'll be fine. WWE has like fucking 10 people on the card that's going to kick the complete shit out of this AEW show with everybody that's ever bought a pair of boots. Am I lying, Brian? Am I lying? Are my feet flying? Have they left the ground?
Well, AEW already addressed this somewhat by moving their show up, hopefully alerting all those ticket buyers they have in Toronto. But they are now not competing necessarily head-to-head, although you have to think they may turn their event into like a 9-hour pay-per-view just to fuck with WWE. Do you think it does that? Do you think if they run along, it hurts WWE?
No, I think it's like a bunch of outlaw guys flyer in the parking lot. Is what it amounts to. That used to be a thing when outlaw promotions became a thing, where you'd leave the reputable event and there'd be flyers for the fucking outlaw group. They even tried to flyer the OVW parking lot one night for the garbage wrestling down the road. And it's going to be a minor annoyance. ESPN and their publicity machine is behind this, the WWE, and they're talking about it on all their programs and platforms. They've got Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. They've got the fucking mixtape. They've got all the matches that we're going to announce with these, or talk about with these stars. And this giant promotion of the start of a new era, the dawn of a new age. I'm surprised they didn't pay for a goddamn moon rocket to plant a flag on a fucking moon. And then over here, on the other side of the street, welcome back, baby, to the poor side of town. Do, 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 do. You got the same bunch of mangled shit that they've been doing because Tony's hit the fucking wall. On this TV show, what's the main event? An 8-man tag or a 10-man tag? How many thumbtack screwdrivers and corkscrews and goddamn hypodermic needles can we jam into the program this week? They might as well do it from the studios of MTV. What network is Jackass reruns on these days, Brian?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know they were in reruns. I didn't know anyone.
It used to be MTV2 that you would put the fringe young people doing stupid things to their own selves, as Mama Cornette would say. There, the phone is ringing. Are these the Nielsen people again? It's the goddamn Nielsen people again. Shut up. But nevertheless, go ahead and, if you would, Brian, illuminate the fans.
Illuminate the fans? What is going on over there? The Nielsen.
Illuminate the fans on what the lineups are that are competing with the wrestling fans' attention for September 20th, and let's examine who's done what to who here, who's about to get their fucking toes stomped.
Why don't we start with WWE, who, after AEW announced their event, announced that they were going to do an event, which will be Wrestlepalooza. Also promoted as Wrestlepalooza Indianapolis. And it takes place at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Indianapolis, Indiana. Here are the matches announced, and we have a potential extra match, but we'll get there momentarily.
And unfortunately, Dick the Bruiser was not available to be a special referee.
For the vacant Women's World Championship, Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer.
That was vacated due to the insemination of the previous champion. Correct?
That's right.
Well, then we wish these young ladies all the best. And is this like catching a bouquet as soon as whichever one wins? Are they going to be impregnated next?
That's not how it works. But do me a favor. Can you watch this match? Stephanie Vecchia's really good. I think you should watch.
You know, I'm having a tooth pulled. It's like 2 days after this.
This will
show.
get you ready.
Not
this
even.
is like pre-op.
Put me to sleep. All right. Okay. All right. All right.
It'll be worth it.
What else we got to look forward to?
A tag team match. The Usos, Jay and Jimmy, versus The Vision, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
I could honestly do without the name The Vision, but we love the folks on the heel team, especially Braun Breaker. The Usos getting back together is a big deal. I don't expect Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers level fucking work out of them, but because their reunion is going to be over, because it's kind of like a Hardy's thing where now they're back together after going on their separate paths. And that's going to obviously be the interest of the match, but this is a chance for these young heels again to shine with guys that are over with the people.
Now, Jim, as we said before, there's only 4 matches currently announced publicly as we are recording, but as Dave Meltzer reports in this week's Observer, Cody Rhodes defends the WWE title against Drew McIntyre, not announced, but was confirmed early in the week.
And they have this week, and I would expect that would be imminently being announced, right? We're speaking here, 5 hours before SmackDown. So it could happen at any time. It could happen at any time. The time has come. Cody and Drew, that's a big name deal and a big title match. And I would have loved to have seen a little more build for it, but again, it's not like they're throwing out Pete Sanchez against a Brooklyn Brawler here.
And then, Jim, we have 2 big matches here at the end. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar.
You know, that's the indication that they consider this more important than anything else they're doing for a while, that Brock's first official match back is here. And they wanted something blockbuster, and they want to turn it into a goddamn, annual thing, as I believe one of the many suit-wearing multimillionaires that now work for the billionaire corporation that now owns all these people. They want to make this a big annual thing. So Brock Lesnar and John Cena, one would assume the last time. John Cena will win if it's the last time. Brock Lesnar will win if it's not the last time. That would be big enough for anything else under any normal circumstances. But Brian, holy mackerel, it just keeps coming. There's a double main event.
Well, Jim, before we move on, you just gave your prediction for that match. We didn't give your predictions for the other matches so far before we get to the final main event. Io versus Stephanie Vecchier, vacant women's title.
I have no earthly idea, but let's go with Io because all the people on Twitter just seem to love her.
I'm going to go with Stephanie Vecchier because the same people seem to love her, and Io has already had the belt a few times. Stephanie Vecchier may be ready.
Well, then let's love on her for a while if she's ready for love.
Usos versus
Do you
Vision.
think she is ready for love? I mean, ready for love?
The Usos versus The Vision.
Well, I can see things both ways, Brian. I think it's kind of an opportunity, and especially if they have some kind of drama that's the subtext of the story with LA Knight going on with Jay, it would be a nice step up for the heels to take this one, especially because I believe it's going to be baby faces at the top of the card.
And Cody versus Drew.
I think the belt is safe in the Rhodes household right now. It doesn't have to leave the bus.
And then we get the final match, Jim, the mixed tag team match. CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch.
And now we're doing this one last, but we have no we don't have a run sheet. We don't know what will go on last. It might very well be Cena and Lesnar, but I got to be honest with you. I think this one has as much, if not more, interest, and especially amongst the people that are going to really want to watch this show. The idea of the Rollins family and the Punk family, it's a personal issue. And yes, I know with Brock and Cena, he came out and he F5'd him. He came out and F5'd him, and then he came out of, was it a month or was it 6 weeks later, and F5'd him twice. And then said, "I'll see you at Wrestlepalooza, bitch." This is not exactly a memorable build to a match that will be remembered down through the ages. So I think it's the idea that it's two big names, and it's, we're going to see Brock another handful of times, probably wrestle. We're going to see Cena another handful of times. But with the personal issue between these guys and girls that are happening now, they're the happening kids. They're with it. There's more emotional investment from the fans, just on especially one to see the babyface girl get her hands on the heel girl, as it should be, because they've seen that's what the experienced veterans. One of the things that they taught me when I first got into business: if you're the manager or the valet at that point, or the female half of this mixed tag, the fans get to see the top guys get beat up and take bumps and even bleed and whatever. But the fans didn't used to get to see the manager get beat up all the time, or the valet, anybody get hands on her, or the girl, or whatever. So you keep that as special, and it means more. And now they've incorporated that into a modern bit of business here. So I guess what I'm saying is, yes, they're going to love seeing Cena against Lesnar, and it's a battle of stars and blah, blah, blah. But they're really going to be jumping up and down and just cheering for the sake of it for the mixed tag. Does that make sense, Brian?
Yeah, it definitely feels like the hotter match. It definitely feels like the one that has actually had some angles building up to it, other than just he shows up, he does something, and then they'll do some other stuff in between, and he'll show up again.
He's a man of few words.
Who do you think's going to win this match?
Again, I could, if I was sitting in the room, I could entertain a pitch either way, depending on where they're going with it. And I would think that there was a creative, or I would hope that there would be a creative way that everybody could agree on, that the baby faces could win somehow, but possibly get that rug pulled out from under them, which may be possibly a reason why Cena and Brock may go on last if it wasn't going to already, where the heels got some kind of, cheap shot or whatever, what I'm saying. So, and especially amongst the girls, to keep it alive, because they've got legs with what they could do with it based on this interest. It's just, AJ's just got back, obviously. So, but I would entertain something either way, depending on where they were going after this. And we don't know, which is the great part about it.
Well, that is the lineup as of now, as we are recording for Wrestlepalooza. Of course, they may add some stuff in the next week or so, but we'll stay on top of that.
What a show. CM Punk, the return of AJ Lee after 10 years. Seth Rollins is a star. Becky Lynch is a star. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, the return after a couple of years. John Cena is about to retire Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre in a WWE title match. The Usos reunite. That's pretty fucking loaded.